This is a 2022 BMW 320i that was just imported from Japan. And today I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of buying a used 20,000 kilometer BMW from a Japanese car auction, as well as tell you what is different in the Japanese spec and what you should be aware of. My name is Mike and you're watching Car Nerds. This is one of the most popular cars that we import, and the main reason for that is the pricing. Buying a used 320i here in Cyprus would cost you somewhere around 25 to 30k. Importing the same 320i from Japan is possible for as low as 22,000 euros, and that's after all expenses, which includes shipping costs, customs and registration fees. But good prices aren't the only reason why our clients choose to import this specific car. Another major reason are the options that you can get from the Japanese spec for this price point. For example, this car was bought at a really good price and it has features such as the power trunk, a back camera, parking assistant, 18-inch alloy wheels, powered and heated seats, paddle shifters, LED headlights and the comfort package. Good luck finding all of that on our local market for the same price. Such good deals are very common for the Japanese auctions. Japan's cars are priced well and generally come in huge varieties, unlike the cars here, where you have to pay a lot for the most bland and basic spec car. But Japanese cars do come with one major downside, which is the transportation time. It took this BMW 3 months to arrive to Cyprus. Be ready that the further you are from Japan, the longer it's going to take to reach your country. And even then, once arriving, it takes another 2 to 3 weeks for the car to pass all of the inspections and get registered before the client can actually receive his vehicle title. Now let's talk about the condition of this 320i. The car came with a 5A rating in the auction list, so it's basically like a car straight out of the dealership. But the auction list does say that there's a scratch on the front lip of the car, as well as a dent on the left door. Let's see how serious they are. So I instantly found the scratch on the lip. It's actually under the lip in this area. It's quite a big and serious scratch, this one. But once again, it's under the lip, so you can't really see it most of the time. But it's cool that they even marked it. But the U1 dent that we apparently have on this door isn't visible to me at all. Like, I tried looking at the car from different angles, tried touching the panel, feeling it with my hand, but I cannot find a single dent. This door looks exactly the same as the other door. I even tried opening it and looking on the inside, but I just can't find it anywhere. This BMW is just one example of all of the options that you can get from the Japanese auctions. Japan has so many cars that you can literally find whatever car you want in the exact options that you need. This Japanese BMW 320i came with this key. Japanese cars usually come with 2 keys, but in some cases they get shipped with just 1. In either case, the buyer always knows how many keys he's going to receive because it's usually stated in the auction list. Now let's move on to the interior. My first impression is that it's well taken care of, but probably a bit too plasticky. There's plastic here, on the steering wheel, on the door, on the ceiling. Literally everywhere you look, there's cheap plastic. The seats have been maintained very well. There's no signs of wear on them. Even the door badges have a protective sticker on them. Japanese people take very good care of their cars, no matter if it's a regular everyday car or an expensive supercar. In one of my previous videos, I reviewed the BMW M4 from Japan, and the interior was in supreme condition. But probably the biggest issue of a Japanese imported car is the system language that it comes with. Everything in here is written in Japanese. But some cars do come with English pre-installed as a secondary language option. Luckily, this is one of those cars. But for the cars that don't have English, it is possible to install any language of your choice with a little help from a professional. We do offer these services to our clients, and there's plenty of specialists all over the world that can assist you if you live in another country. Another thing that needs to be changed in the software is the radio frequency. Japan has different radio frequencies to Europe, so the car radio might sound messed up when the car just arrives from Japan. Japanese cars also need their GPS maps localized, because they only have Japan's map preloaded when they arrive. The fuel consumption is also shown in a weird way. Instead of showing liters per 100 kilometers, it shows kilometers per 1 liter. That can also be reprogrammed by a specialist. Moving on to the back seats, I want to point out that there's way more room in here than in the M4. There's plenty of knee room in front of me, and I can sit up straight and not bang my head on the ceiling like I do in many other cars. There's plenty of headroom in here. The M4 was a disappointment, but this 3 Series is way better. It's actually comfortable. I have a problem with the back seats in a lot of cars, but not in this one. Under the hood we have a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that produces 180 horsepower and 300 Nm of torque. This car goes 0 to 100 in just 7.2 seconds. And that's very good for an entry-level sedan. Now let's see what the Japanese 320i is like on the road. So my first thought is that the suspension on this car is extremely soft. It handles the bumps amazingly. You don't feel them at all. But I must say that the brake pedal is a bit too responsive. You slightly overpress it and the car throws you in front because it makes a strong stop. The 2-liter engine is also surprisingly a bit too quiet. You barely hear any noise in here. It's a very quiet car. And the transmission works great. You don't feel the car jerking you whenever it's switching gears. And as I've mentioned earlier, this car goes 0 to 100 in just 7.2 seconds, which isn't impressive on paper, but when you drive this car, it sure does feel quick. And surprisingly, the handling is very good. It handles sharp corners very well. Overall, this is a great experience. BMW has definitely nailed this car. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you're thinking of importing a car from Japan, reach out to us and my team members Anastasia and George will help guide you every step of the way. Link in the description.